Hey guys, I'm sitting here with Sarah Forgany. You actually did a story for Halloween about going into the 13th floor haunted house. And you and our photographer, Matt Gaskins, both went in there with paranormal investigators with the Afterlife Paranormal Society, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you nervous about doing this at all?
I love that stuff. So I wasn't nervous, but I was prepared that I was going to be terrified.
Aside from this, have you ever had a paranormal or a haunted experience in your life before this?
I can't say that I have. No, I've had eerie feelings here and there, or heard noises, or you know, strange things. Sometimes you get the feeling like there is something, but I can't say like I've seen a ghost. Right. But I definitely do believe in ghosts and spirits.
Yeah.
Spirits.
Right.
I definitely do believe that there is an existence out there outside of us that we just don't see. I'll tell you this too. When some of the paranormal investigators that we were talking to, one of them specifically, Stephanie, she said she actually has communicated with spirits all her life. Right.
Wow. Okay.
That was my reaction too.
Yeah.
I was like, go back, what? And she said, yeah, she goes, I'm an empath. She goes, I'm basically a battery for spirits. She said they just, she said anytime she's around them, they're more active. And she said ever since she was a little girl, she's communicated with them.
Okay.
So while we were in the building, she also is the one who said, you know, she could feel the touching and little things.
Was it immediate when you guys walked in?
Well, the minute we walked in, all of the paranormal investigators, I couldn't feel anything. And I don't think Matt could feel anything either, because we kind of talked a little bit and he was like, no, I can't feel anything. But the paranormal investigators said they felt a presence immediately.
Okay.
In certain areas more so. And so those were the areas we focused on.
Did they say good or bad?
It didn't seem like anything was evil. Are you asking like evil versus good kind of thing?
Right. Like
and
a
I asked
creepy
him
bad feeling, or is like friendly?
I asked him the same question. I think it was just a matter of trying to even get to know who are these spirits.
Okay.
So it was more of questions along the lines of who are you? What's your name? What are you doing here?
Right.
A lot of them were yes and no questions, but sometimes we'd say, what's your name? And they start spitting out names. And a lot of the names that they were saying turned out to be employees at the building.
So creepy.
Yeah.
You mentioned that it's not for the faint of heart. And you also told me prior to this that you had some nightmares after shooting this story. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I did. My husband and I actually. He was also with us. And we didn't think much. We went home that night. It was fine. And then I started to have nightmares. But I don't know. I think a lot of it might be subliminal. I think maybe it's probably deep down in our thoughts. Because it was, look, at the end of the day, even though I wasn't terrified walking around or anything like that, I think deep down when I'm alone, at the end of the day, it is scary. And so, it's definitely in the back of my head. Because I was hoping we didn't take anything home with us.
Right.
You
no,
know?
definitely not.
Especially because I did try to communicate with the spirits.
Yeah.
I did ask questions.
Did anything happen whenever you asked them questions?
I did. So when I asked multiple questions with the REM pod, and that's when I wanted to ask them if they wanted our presence or not with the cameras, and the lights would go off. I asked during the flashlights, and then while we were sitting on the stairs. And it didn't seem, from what I recall, they were just kind of calling out names. And at one point they did say Sarah, but they said there was another employee named Sarah there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then they said the ghost was kicking me. So I was
Did
like,
you feel anything?
I did not feel anything. I honestly, when I sat next to Savannah, I couldn't feel anything at all. She said she felt drained, and at times she, felt the chills and all of that.
Yeah.
Aside from being cold, which you can attribute to anything, I didn't feel anything that was
crazy. Because you hear that like it's colder, the temperature drops a lot whenever you're encountering a spirit.
Right.
So none of that.
Not the feeling, not the feeling, but definitely the stuff that the equipment was picking up the whole time.
Yeah.
That was nonstop from the minute we walked in, all over. And it was multiple story building, pitch black. They turned off the lights, so we were walking in the dark.
So the Afterlife Paranormal Society, how can you get in contact with them? They do these tours with people. People can go with them, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And actually people call them for their services all the time.
Really?
Yes. Anyone can call them anytime. They have a Facebook page. It's called the Afterlife Paranormal Society. And they actually go Facebook Live while they're
wow, that's really
investigating.
cool.
So if you want to follow them and watch them on Facebook Live, they were live with us the whole time while we were
Okay.
there on Facebook.
Okay.
So that's how they show their findings, just on Facebook Live. And they said, just give them a call. You'll find all that information on kens5.com.